Instagram. I'm going live on Facebook as well. So you're going to see me, Facebook and Instagram. You're going to see me going back and forth between both cameras. So today's topic I'm discussing, yesterday I made a post about me not being the roundup professor, and I had a lot of feedback provided to me by students, as well as I'm trying to read and talk to you all at the same time. And again, remember, I'm going back and forth between both cameras. Okay, good. All right, hang on, we're telling. So yesterday I made a video post about not being the roundup professor, and I got a lot of feedback from faculty, staff, and students. So some of the students had a lot of questions, and I informed one student that I was going to go live so we could discuss this in further detail, because for some, they're having a misunderstanding about what that is. So I want to make sure that I'm clear. So to set the tone, I'm Dr. Shonta Smith. I'm an associate professor at Southeast Missouri State University. I've been at Southeast Missouri State University for approximately 9 years. To give you a background, I've been a middle school, high school teacher for 14 years, an elementary school principal for 3 years, and now 9 years as an associate tenure professor. So I have over 26 years of experience in education. Throughout that academic career, I walk, talk, eat, dream, sleep education, literally. Any student that has had me, whether it's been on the K-12 level as a teacher, whether I've been their principal, or whether they're in college now, in undergrad or graduate school, working on whatever degrees they're working on, anybody that has had me knows that I'm serious about the business of educating people. So I'm a no-nonsense type of person. I go hard, I go all in, I'm raw, I'm uncut. You get me as who I am. I don't fake it till I make it, I'm real. And I'm real at all times because I want students to be prepared for life, what they're going to experience in life. So you can't come into my classroom with your privilege. You can't come into my classroom thinking you're all of that and a bag of Lay's. It's not going to work. You have to make sure that you're doing the work and doing what you need to do in order to be successful. So my main goal and objective is to make sure that you embrace what it is that you want to be and become. And I help you walk into that and walk into your purpose real so that you can be the best that you can possibly be. So the dilemma at the end of the semester, and any educator, whether you're in K through 12, higher education, or you might even just be doing some staff development or training, we know that when it comes to the end of something, that there are going to be individuals that, they might be borderline. So they might have a 59, which is an F, a 69, which is a D, a 79, which is a C, or an 89, which is a B. And they want you to round up so that they can get the higher grade. It ain't happening, look how I'm looking, with Dr. Smith. I'm not rounding anything up. What that means is you did the work to get that 69, 59, 79, and 89. You did not do the work to get the upper grade. So why would I round up? What a lot of our students don't understand, a lot of us, and when I say us, I'm talking about society as a whole, I'm talking about parents, I'm talking about educators, neighbors. We have coddled students. We have given them so much. Some of them have a difficult time really standing on their own 2 feet, doing what it is that they need to do in order to be successful. And I am not going to give. It's not going to happen. Not with me. I am going to help you walk into being the person that you were born to be. So I'm not just going to give you anything. You are going to earn what it is that you need to have in order to be successful in life. That's how it's going to roll with Dr. Smith. It's not rolling any other way. So what I suggest and recommend, each student on your journey and quest, you are going to investigate the professors and the classes that you want to take and need to take. And there are going to be certain individuals that you say, I might not have a fit. You might not have a fit for me because I don't sugarcoat anything. Everybody who knows me knows that, and then you get to know me if you don't. I don't sugarcoat anything. I am preparing you for life successes. I don't set you up for failure. I have no desire to set you up for failure, and I'm not going to do anything to set you up for failure. Each person is given a syllabus at the beginning of a class. The syllabus is like your contract. So that's an official contract between the student and the professor. Within that syllabus, you're going to have the guidelines, procedures, routines, requirements, and expectations that you need to know in order to be successful in that class. So to remind everybody what a traditional grading system is, a traditional grading system is as from a 90.0 to a 100%, that is an A. From 80.0% to 89.9%, that is a B. From 70.0% to 79.9%, that is a C. For 60.0% to 69.9%, that is a D. And then 59.9% and below is an F. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, why do you have to explain that? You should not expect anything. When you establish the expectations, my expectations are off the roof. So I want to make sure that any student, whether it is in a classroom, whether I'm doing a keynote, providing staff development, or what have you, I establish what the expectations are early on so that all of us can be on the same page. I don't want anybody not knowing what the expectation or requirement is. In addition to that, at the beginning of class, I establish what the expectation as it pertains to grades are, what the requirements are, what it is that you need to do in order to be successful. I reiterate that throughout the semester in weeks 4, week 8, week 12, and then week 16 is when the final exam marking period begins. So you know throughout the semester what the expectation is. Some of us don't get the grade that we expect to get because we're not doing everything that we need to do in order to get that grade. It is just that simple. If you are not doing what you need to do, you are not going to get the grade. It is not the professor's responsibility to round things up just because you want to get a quote unquote A, B, C, D, whatever it is. You have to make sure that you're doing what's necessary to obtain that grade. That's your responsibility. And Dr. Smith, I am going to hold you responsible and I am going to make you accountable for what it is that you need to do in order to be successful. Again, I'm not giving you anything. You earn the grade. So that means you need to come to class. You need to ask questions. You need to make sure you turn in all of the assignments. You need to make sure that you complete the assignments. And when you complete the assignments, you need to make sure that you follow directions. Notice I said follow directions because a lot of times individuals are not following directions. Following directions is imperative. When you do the assignment, follow the directions. And if you do it right and you do it well, you are going to get the grade that you expect to get because you performed at a level to get that grade. I can't emphasize that enough. You performed at a level to get that grade. If you did not perform at the level to get that grade, you are not going to get that grade. So the expectation has been established here. So there is no rounding up. I am not the round up professor because in life, things are not rounded up. When we go to Walmart, look how I'm looking, y'all. When we go to Walmart to buy something, we can't ask Walmart to round it up or round it down unless Walmart makes the decision to round it up or round it down. That's not how it goes in life. That's not how it works. Your education is preparing you for lifelong opportunities. So in my classroom, I'm not just preparing you for the content that you're receiving. That content that you're receiving is going to be applicable throughout your life. So again, I am preparing you for success. And in order to be successful, you've got to make sure that you understand the policies, the procedures, the expectations, and requirements. Once you understand those policies, procedures, expectations, and requirements, then you put in the work. And when you put in the work, if you put in the work and you do it well and you do it right, you will come out with the expectation that you are successfully obtaining the grade that you put in the work to do. So if you're not, again, looking at a range, so let's say, for example, your goal is to get an A out of a class. And again, on a traditional grading scale, an A is 90.0% through 100%. So in order to get that A, you got to make sure that the quality of work that you are producing falls within that range. If it does not fall within that range, you will not get an A unless that individual decides to provide you with some other opportunities. Again, I can't speak for every individual at a college or university. I can't do that. The only person that I can speak for is Dr. Shonta Smith. And in Dr. Shonta Smith's class, there is no rounding up, because successful people, and again, that is my ultimate goal, to prepare you for success, to show you how to walk into your greatness and be the best that you can possibly be. Whatever the policies, procedures, and expectations are put in place, you are going to abide by those policies, procedures, and expectations. And if you don't abide by those policies, procedures, and expectations, then you are not going to get the grade that you think you should get. Again, look at here. It's not about what you think. It is about what you do and how you perform. So, for example, I am at a college, and a lot of people don't do this at a college. At a college, I email my students. I remind them things that they need to do. I also have all of my students download the Remind app, where I text them things that they should be doing. I send them words of encouragement on a daily basis. So each and every day, again, I myself, because I'm an educator that's serious about education, I go above and beyond, because I walk, talk, sleep, eat, and dream education. And I want my students to understand the value of an education and to appreciate their education. So again, there is no rounding up, because in life, there are no round ups. In life, you get what you get based upon what you put in. So again, to evaluate what's going on with you and your grades, if you are not doing what is required, you're not going to get the grade that you think you should have. You are going to get the grade based upon the work that you did. So you have to add up however many points you have in that class. You add up all those points divided by the total points, and that's going to give you that percentage in the class. So remember, we're looking from the 90s to the 100s, an A, from the 80s to the 89s, a B, from the 70 to 79, C, 60 to 69, D, and then 59 and below is an F. So again, there is no giving. I need each student to fully understand. It doesn't make a difference if you are in K through 12, if you're at a junior college, four-year college, or you're in graduate school. Please understand, no professor, teacher is giving you anything. We don't give you. You earn. Look at that word roll off of my mouth. You earn a grade. A grade is not given to you. The grade that you earn is based upon the work that you have and haven't done. Because some of us haven't done what needs to be done in order to get the grade that we aspire to get. So you have to level up. And what I mean by level up is you have to acknowledge what it is that you are doing and what you're not doing, and be willing to make the necessary changes to get that grade. So if you're looking for that A and for that B, you need to know what it requires to get an A and a B, and be willing to do what you have to do to get the A and the B. Because if you are not willing to do it, you are not going to get that grade. And again, this is going to help you in any area, in any aspect of life, because eventually your goal is to graduate from the institution, and you're going to get a degree at the end of that, and you want to be able to utilize your degree and do something with that degree. That's another thing I tell my students. What are you going to do with that degree? What are you going to do? I want you to fully understand that. The degree is just a piece of paper. You want to make sure that the degree is viable. So you've got to understand, every student, as you enjoy your winter break, because we're on winter break. So as you enjoy your winter break, I want you to make sure that you're focusing in on, when you go back to campus, focus in on, when I get the syllabus, I need to go through that syllabus, and I need to make sure that I understand what the expectation is. Every professor that you have is different. See, sometimes what happens, students, is that you're comparing one professor to another professor. You can't compare one professor to another professor. You've got to have a full understanding of what that professor expects. Another thing I share with my students, if you are communicating with your professor and things aren't going the way that you know that they should go, there is a chain that you go through to make sure you get what you need. So for example, the first thing you do is you talk to the professor. If you can't talk to the professor, you've been emailing them, there is what is the word I'm looking for? There is no response. Then you go to the next level, which is their department chair. You set up a meeting with the department chair. You share what's going on, provide the department chair with an opportunity to look into it. If still nothing happens, then the next person you go to is the dean. The exact same thing. If you're not getting the results that you know you should have based upon what it is that you're doing, and you know you're doing the right thing, if the dean doesn't reconcile that, then you go to the provost. Then you go to the president. So again, it's the professor, the chair, the dean, the provost, then to the president. It's a chain. But make sure that you have every I, every T crossed. You did everything that you are supposed to do. You've read that syllabus. You understand what's in the syllabus. You follow the procedures. You've met the requirements. You've met the expectations. And it's back in the professor's hand then. So if the professor is not doing what they're supposed to do, then you have a case. You don't have a case if your I's, T's, and stuff are not crossed. So make sure, like I said, every I is dotted, every T is crossed. Again, I can't speak for any other professor. So if you haven't experienced this with one of your professors, you need to make sure that you meet with them early on. I go through processes, procedures, and expectations on a regular basis. Anybody that has taken me is fully aware of what the expectation is, and I help them get to that. I remind them throughout their process that if they're not doing what it is that they need to do, they're not going to get a quote unquote A, N, or B. Even in my classes at the beginning of the semester, we create a goal where students actually write down the classes that they're taking, the grades they want to obtain in that class, and what they're going to do to get the grade in that class. And then midpoint, if they're not getting that grade, then we kind of go back and look at, okay, what is it that you need to do to get this grade? And what are you not doing to get this grade? If you need tutoring, get tutoring. If you have poor study habits, let's look at how you're studying and make those necessary adjustments to improve what we're doing. It is about helping you. It is about helping you be the best that you can possibly be. My mission is always to inspire, encourage, and motivate educators and students to take action to be the best that they can possibly be. Because if you don't take action, you can't improve or move forward. So action requires movement. Action requires you to actually do something to get the results that you are looking for. So anybody out here, if there is any way that I can assist you, I am more than willing to assist you. If you are a student at Southeast Missouri State University, you can reach out to me. I am in Scully Hall 313J. For those individuals that are not at Southeast Missouri State University, you can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm at Dr. Shonta Smith. On Instagram, I'm at Dr. Shonta Smith. On Snapchat, I'm at Dr. Shonta Smith. Or you can just email me at drshontasmith@gmail.com. Or you can call me at 314-649-4308. Again, my mission is to inspire, encourage, and motivate educators and students to be the best that they can possibly be. So in one way to do that is making sure whatever class that you are taking, you go through that syllabus and you understand the policies, the procedures, and the processes and requirements that the professor has put in place. And when it comes to your grade, make sure you understand the grading scale and realize that every professor is not going to round up. Every professor is not going to take late work, because we are preparing you for life. Sometimes when we go to school, we don't think people are preparing us for life. We are preparing you for life. At least let me say Dr. Smith is preparing you for life, because I take education very serious. I know education changes lives. And when I say education, I'm not just talking about college. An educated person has the capability to think for themselves. An educated person understands right from wrong. An educated person is able to engage in critical analysis, critical thinking, evaluating, and processing. So again, education is key. You got to make sure that you understand what's going on. If you don't understand, ask questions. Again, and I'm so serious. So anybody that doesn't know me, ask any student that has had me for the span of these 26 years, and they will tell you, this still to this day, I work with former students. I work with former students' children because I'm serious about helping people. And I haven't had them since they were like in the 7th or 8th grade, or when I was a principal, when they were in kindergarten or 1st grade or something. So again, it is about you understanding what it is that you need to do in order to live to be the person that you were meant to be, because all of us have a purpose. You have goals and objectives that you are attempting to inspire and meet in your life, and you can't meet those goals and objectives if you don't understand what it is that you need to do and what you're supposed to do. So again, on a traditional grading scale, that is a 90.0 to 100 A, 80.0 to 89.9 B, 70.0 to 79.9 C, 60.0 to 69.9 D, and again, 59.9 and below is equivalent to an F. Understand the process. Understand what it is that you need to do. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do in order to get the grade that you want to earn. And in the process of doing that, make sure you have checking points. So for those individuals that are in a 16-week system, every 2 weeks you need to be checking in, making sure you're doing what you need to do in order to be successful. Don't be afraid to talk to your professors. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And like I said, if you are asking questions, if you are sending emails and professors are not responding, then you need to start going up that chain. Make sure you put something in writing. Just don't say it. Put it in writing. And look how I'm looking. Put it in writing because you want a record. Put it in writing that Mr. Such and such, this is such and such, and I'm in your diversity class on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. And I noticed that you haven't put grades in for 8 weeks. I can't understand how I'm doing if there are no grades put in. Can you tell me when you're going to put in grades? Because I really need to know. Am I doing well? And if I'm doing well, and I'm pretending I'm typing, if I'm doing well, I can keep doing what I'm doing. If I'm not doing well, then I need help. And if they don't respond like I said, go to the chair. If the chair doesn't rectify it, go to the dean. If the dean doesn't rectify it, go to the provost, and so forth. Follow that command. Again, if you have me, understand. And I understand if you say, you know what, I don't want to take that lady because she don't do no rounding up. It's all good. I want you to do you, boo-boo, and do what's best for you. That's what it's all about, doing what's best for you. But I will not, under any circumstances, and I have not, in 26 years of being an educator, round up any grades. It's not going to happen. And it will not happen. You will earn the grade. I'm not going to give you anything because life in and of itself is exceptional. It's extraordinary. And in order for you to walk into your greatness and be the best that you possibly can be, I'm going to give you best practices. I'm going to demand best practices. The environment that is created is the best. And you will rise to the expectation. If you choose not to rise to that expectation, then you are in the land of suckdom, as I tell my students. And only you can get yourself out of the land of suckdom. I can't get you out of the land of suckdom. And the land of suckdom is for those individuals that are in that D range or F range. In the C range, you struggling. You know, you close to the land of suckdom, but you don't want to go there. So you say, hey, I got to get it together because I don't want to get there. But only you have the power to be what you want to be. Only you have the power to do what you need to do in order to be the best that you can be. Again, I'm not the roundup professor, but I am a professor that is going to make you work and make you appreciate and value your education. This was just our short session today. I hope I provided you with a better understanding of what the traditional grading system is. And like I said at the beginning, if there's any way that I can help you, I would be more than willing to help you. Again, for the students that are at Southeast Missouri State University, I am in Scully Hall, 313J. And for those individuals that are not Red Hawks at Southeast Missouri State University, then reach out to me. Again, you can reach out to me on social media, all social media platforms, IG, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, even LinkedIn. I'm at Dr. Shonta Smith. Or you can just call me at 314-649-4308. Enjoy the rest of this day. Enjoy your break. And again, make sure that you prepare yourself to have a great semester when you come back. I'm out, Facebook. And remember, as I always say, when a professor speaks, you should listen. I'm Dr. Shonta Smith, the essence of education. Enjoy the rest of your day.